Hey y'all, it's your girl Jada J. So yes, I know I'm missing episode 2, but y'all saw it. It was there. When I tell you guys, I did everything to try and get that sound back. I downloaded some type of software and it still didn't work. And you know what? I think it was something that popped up on my screen during the video and I denied it. Because I wasn't even trying to look at it because I was just like, this is in my way. And I pressed something and then bam, it didn't have any audio. So I double checked tonight and it looks like the sound is working, but I want to apologize to you guys. I'm very sorry. It was my friend. She freaking threw me off. She called me. I hate when she called me. She know I do a show review on Tuesdays. And then I told her, I was like, girl, I gotta go. You know, here she go. You don't never want to call nobody. I'm like, okay, I can't. She just got on my nerves. You know what I mean? Just people always want to call at the worst dang time. Like, where do they get that from? All right. But the upside is I think I'm learning editing. Okay, I'm not master yet, but I might try a couple things next week. Okay, because we ain't gonna do it tonight. Okay, so this is the Haves and Have Nots season 5, episode 3. It's okay to love. So this was a good episode. Not too many scenes. There was a lot of dialogue going on though. A lot of commercials I noticed tonight. A lot of commercials, but it was a very good episode all in all. So let's get into it. Okay. So we open. Remember last week, David comes in when Catherine got the knife to Veronica. Like I'm gonna kill you. Because remember, Catherine woke up off the floor and Veronica knocked her down the stairs. She woke up and then they're kind of getting they're circling around the table. David comes in at the time that Catherine's got the knife in her hand, but Catherine's arm is slit, so she's kind of able to play. Oh, she tried to kill me. I was just protecting my. You know what I mean? So David comes in. Veronica goes, David, help me, David. With the accent and all. Okay, she ran up to him. And he's standing like this, like, what the heck is going on? And then, so, Catherine slides the knife, like, under the plant a little bit. And is like, David, she tried, and then, okay. So, this week, we open up with David. And she's saying that Veronica's saying, David, help me, David, help me. And she's like, move. And he was like, get away from me. I'm serious. And she was like, David, she tried to kill me. She tried to kill me. He was like, move. Like, stop trying to come next to me. She was like, and then, no, but then Catherine goes, she goes, thank God you're here, David. She tried to kill me. She tried to kill me. And she's like, Catherine, stop. Catherine, stop. And she's like, David, she's lying. You know I didn't do that. You know I didn't do that, David. You know me. I didn't do it. And then Catherine's like, call the police, David. I don't want to die. She is world-class actress. Catherine played it. But Veronica was kind of able to bait her a little bit. I wonder if David got that. Wait a minute. And then but Veronica keeps trying to go to David, like, help me. And he was like, don't touch me. He's like, I'm serious. Like, stop. She was like, come on, you got to believe me, David. You got to believe me. I didn't hurt her. You got to believe me. And then, so Catherine goes, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And then Veronica is like, you lying witch. No, Catherine calls her a lying witch, yeah, because she goes, you gotta believe me, I didn't do this. And she's kind of backing up because he keeps backing up. And he's like, don't come next to me, don't come next to me. And he ends up tripping on the leg of the chair and falls onto the couch. He looks and sees Jennifer Salison on the floor with multiple bullet wounds. And he looks back up at Veronica. By the way, I'm pointing out, yes, I'm wearing a robe. Okay, it's a robe. Like, I wanted to kind of give you guys the same vibe from last week because the video was deleted. So, yeah. Moving on, we cut to commercial, right? We come back. And he goes, what the heck? He was like, who is this? Like, and then he's telling her, get away from me, because he still keeps trying to approach her. And he's like, who is that? And she's like, Jennifer Salison. And then Catherine cuts in, she's like, Veronica killed her. And she's like, Catherine, stop lying. Stop lying. And then so David is still on the floor and stuff. And, you know, he's like, kneeling kind of in the blood a little bit. Well, I don't even think he was in the blood, but Veronica was just telling him, you need to get up because this is a crime scene. Like, you probably shouldn't be kneeling in it. And so he keeps trying to check her pulse. She's like, why are you checking her pulse? I told you she was dead. And she, you know, Veronica, the queen of shade. I know how much she meant to you, but she's dead. Didn't you hear me? She's dead. And he even looks up at her for a second and is like, really, Veronica? Are you serious? But he didn't say anything. And then so Catherine is saying, nope, it was you. And Veronica's telling her to shut up. She goes, no, I didn't. And he's like, what happened? And she goes, Catherine shot her. She goes, liar. You know you tried to kill her. It wasn't me. So then she goes, And then so, wait, let me calm down because I'm thinking faster than I'm saying it. Okay, so he is like, what happened? And so they're blaming it, they're pinning it on each other. And Veronica's like, no, it was her. You know, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this. He was like, oh, like you wouldn't do that to Maggie Day? And then Catherine's like, what happened to Maggie Day? And then so Catherine's like, no, she knew you were gonna leave her for her. That's why she did it. That's why she did it. And she's like, you know, I wouldn't do that. Look at me. You know, she's lying. And he was like, oh yeah, just like Maggie Day. She goes, that was a casualty of war. And then Catherine's like, what happened to Maggie Day? Did he like her too? And she's like, David, come on, you gotta call an ambulance. And she was like, I'm bleeding here. And he goes, Catherine, it's a flesh wound. I can see that from here. Okay, and she gives him a look like, really? So she's saying, call the police. He's getting out his phone. Bam, the phone rings. It's Jim. So he's like, Jim? He's like, yeah, I called that snake Hawthorne. I apologized to him, and the snake got me out. And then so David's like, okay. He's like, yeah, Mr. Lloyd is coming to pick me up. He's like, okay, good. When he drops you off the house, tell him he can't come in. He's like, what? He's like, he can't come in. He's like, what are you talking about, David? Is it Wyatt? He's like, no, but there's something going on. He's like, what the heck are you talking about? Is Catherine okay? He goes, somewhat. What the heck does that mean, David? Is everybody okay? He's like, look, the situation is sensitive. You need to get here. He's like, David, what the heck is going on around there? He's like, just get here. He's like, all right, I'm on my way. They hang up the phone. So then Catherine and Veronica, they're like, is that Jim? And she's like, yeah. And then Catherine goes, we need to call the police. We need to call the police. And, you know, she's really milking the arm. She's just, oh my, I'm bleeding out, you know. So then he goes, like, I'll keep an eye on these two until you get here. So Veronica is telling him, I'm not staying here. I've been here all night, so I'm going. I already missed my son's engagement party. In the Veronica's fashion, just bring that up to make you look even more crazy. And so he's like, Veronica, nobody's going anywhere. She's like, David, I've been here all night. I don't want to be here. I'm going. And then she goes, oh, you're going to hold me against my will too? That's what you're going to do? And then Catherine goes, well, you did shoot her. And she goes, shut up, Catherine. Stop the lies. And then so David is just like, I don't know what's going on here, but nobody's leaving this room right now. I told Jim y'all are going to be here. That's what's going to happen. Then we switch to Candace, okay? So Erica got her on the phone. Candace is like, what? Because, you know, she's still at the house. They checking her house. So she's like, oh, it's Erica. What's up, girl? And Candace is like, I'm busy right now. Like, what is it? Like, she's not even really trying to have to skip the niceties and just, you know what I mean? And so she goes, can I call you back? She's like, well, wait a minute. You sound stressed. Like, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. I can't really do this right now. And no, she goes, there's nothing I care to discuss. She's like, okay, I was just wanted to give you an update on David. She said, can this wait? Like, I have to go. And she goes, yeah, sure. She goes, okay, wait, what? She goes, I heard War might be getting out. You heard what? She's like, yeah, you know, he might be getting out soon. And she goes, how do you know this? And she's like, you know, I know people in the jail. Like, she's obviously lying. And like how y'all was saying last season, how she was snaky. This whole conversation was fake on Erica's end. Okay, back on. Oh, so wait a minute. Dang, how is he getting out of jail? She goes, well, you need to get out of there because don't be at home, Erica's telling her. She goes, well, that's kind of difficult. She's like, what are you talking about? She goes, the police are at my house. Why? They have a search warrant. A search warrant for what? Look, it's a long story. I can't discuss it right now. Okay, and how do you know this again? She goes, I told you. She goes, no, you didn't tell me anything. You told me nothing. She goes, well, one of my targets knows the DA, Jennifer Salison, and I guess she told him that she was getting hold. That doesn't even make sense. Why would he just randomly tell you that War is getting out? How would he know you have a connection to War? How does that doesn't make sense. And guess what, boo? Jennifer Salison is dead. Because, okay, that could have been believed, but she said, oh, Jennifer just told him a few moments ago. Oh, Jennifer is dead, honey. So keep on with your lies, Sue. Keep on with your lies. She got something going on. I don't know what it is. Anyway, back on. So she goes, oh yeah, she's like, when? She was like, girl, just, you know, a little bit ago, all right? Just, she goes, and no, she goes, when does he get out? She goes, soon. That's all I know. And then she goes, you sure you don't want to tell me what's going on? She's like, no, I'm good. She goes, come on, I am the one that got you the papers for the deeds and stuff. She goes, yeah, about that, the bank caught them, and now they want $2 million by 5 o'clock or they foreclose on my property. And she's like, oh, dang, girl, really? And she's almost laughing on the other side of the phone. Like, did y'all see that? So she goes, yeah, so I want the number of the person who made this for you. She goes, sorry. She goes, okay. She goes, but I can make it up to you, Kandi. She's like, well, do you have any money? She's like, yeah, how much do you need? She goes, 20K. She goes, I don't have that much. And I feel like she was lying about that too. She goes, girl, well, what do you have? She goes, nothing. She was like, I really don't have nothing since I dropped Grayson to pursue this Harrington thing. She's like, I spent my last on this hotel. So she goes, okay, well, Kandi, I'm telling you, be careful, because remember, war's getting out. She goes, I don't need you to keep reminding me of that. Like, I know he's dangerous. She goes, okay, I'm just trying to tell you, because he thinks you set him up. So he's coming for you. And she's like, all right, yeah, I know. And then, but she goes, you know that was Mitch, right? I didn't do it. She goes, Mitch? She goes, yeah, it was him. She goes, why would he do it? She goes, I don't know, but it was Mitch, and now he's coming for me because he thinks I set him up. And then he goes, well, I think I can get some money from David. She goes, no. If you do that, like, you have to feed him slow, or he's out the door. He's suspicious. And she goes, so when can I sleep with him? And I was like, really? And then she was like, well, soon. She goes, wait a minute, but I thought you said he was Southern. She was like, but as long as he thinks he's taking advantage of you, it's okay. You know, and don't, when you do it, she goes, put it on him, girl, but not too much, because, you know, he's going to get suspicious, and stop crying in the middle and freaking make up a story. And she goes, okay, yeah, I got it. I was just like, I can't with Candace. Okay, so they hang up the phone. Okay, so, Oscar shows up, gets in the car, and she said, get out of my car. Get out of my car. He goes, what? Did you think about what I said? Did you think about what she says? Oscar, get out of my car now. It's not going to happen. He's like, come on, Candace. I'm telling you, you can get a lot of money. I have a mark. She's like, get out of my car. And he's like, okay, but time is running out. And she's like, I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream. And he's like, okay. Just think about what I said. Time is running out. He goes, and what's going on in there? I'm going to scream. And then he gets out the car. And then she's like, dang, I need that money. What did I say? I think she's going to end up going for it. I think so. Then we switch inside the house. Okay, they're opening the safe, and Justin is coming by. As though they open it up, it's a whole bunch of money. He's like, dang, there's like 20K in here. And no, so Justin goes, what do we got? He goes, and look at these, and it's like naked men on top of Jim and stuff. Now I get what she meant by compromising. Because I remember that season when we had all those, like, I don't want to use an offensive term, but, you know, men dressed like women coming down the stairs, and I don't know, but they actually showed the pictures. I was like, oh, what the, you know what I mean? Wow, I see why he would want them pictures out. Ain't no talking your way out of that one. So he's like, whew. So then they're packaging everything up, putting it in the bag. Okay, so then we switch to Benny. Okay, he's at the house. Mitch is pulling up. He goes, man, I'm sorry and stuff. He's like, okay, it's good. You know, I know it's not your fault. And he goes, and what happened to your car, man? He was like, I dented her up. He was like, dang, man, that's all you had. That was yours. He was like, yeah, man, you know the feeling when something is yours. But he's like, yeah, what happened? He was like, you know, I had to get her off the lot. So it just happened when I was coming out. And he was like, man, that's not right. And he's like, but listen, Benny, we tried, right? Like, we ran it for a little bit at least, right? You know, so it's not that bad, I guess. And he's like, okay, well, we should go get your truck. And he's like, nah, man, they're counting everything. He was like, but that was your truck before we even got the business. He was like, the bank is counting everything. I already asked them if I could have my truck. They said if I even think about taking it, they're going to put out a warrant for my arrest. And he was like, man, that's not even right. He was like, yeah, I had everything. And Candace took it from me. He was like, come on, man. You know she was just trying to get it to war. He's like, yeah, I know. He was like, but don't worry, man. I handled that. He was like, I don't think you handled it well enough. And Mitch was like, man, you know I'm not about that life. He was like, yeah, me neither, but we're talking about my sister. He's like, I feel you on that. I feel you. He's like, but let's go. Come on, let's go get your truck. What are we waiting on? He's like, I can't, man. I'm telling you, it's a wrap. They probably already down there. And he was like, how did you get your truck back? No, because he told him, he's like, let's do it the same way I got mine back. And he's like, how did you get yours back? He was like, I drove it straight out that witch. And he was like, so your car is dented because you backed out of the fence? He was like, well, the guy's car might have been in the back of mine, and I just rammed it out the way. He was like, what guy? He was like, there was some guy there counting cars, you know. He was like, well, we dang sure can't get mine. You know the police going to be swarming that place. He's like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, but I just had to get it out of there. I wasn't thinking. He was like, man, it's good. That's your truck, you know. And then so he keeps telling him, he was like, speaking of that life, man, he goes, nah, Benny, I already know what you're thinking. He was like, why not? Give me one reason why not. He was like, man, you're not going to be able to pay that money back. They're going to come for your family. They're going to come for everything you got. He was like, I know, man, I know. He was like, but I was so close. He was like, dang it, man. And then Mitch was like, man, I get it, I know. He was like, I can't believe this. I had it all. He was like, man, we started over before. He was like, I'm getting old, Mitch. I was like, Benny, shut up. I mean, he is, but not really at a point where he should be paying. He's like 28 years old. Like, you still got some time to accumulate the dollars and come up with your own business, even if it's not that large. He was already doing his towing before he got the whole, line of trucks. He was already doing, but I understood where he was coming from, though. He's like, I'm getting old, man. He was like, yeah, I know. And then so he was like, dang it, Candace. And he's like, man, okay, man, stop telling me it was him. Like, I already know it was war. He was like, I'll take care of that later. Watch me. And then he's like, okay, man, so what are we waiting on? Let's just say the word and let's go. He was like, I can't. He's like, well, what are you doing out here? He's like, I'm waiting on Candace. He was like, she's going to bring the money, man. He was like, well, did you call her? He was like, no, I can't. He's like, why not? He was like, she got to bring the money on her own, man. She got to bring the money on her own. She has to. She got to come through for once. And then so Mitch was like, okay, calm down. He's like, don't tell me to calm down, man. Like, I'm calm already. I'm calm. Okay. So then the guys, wait a minute. Yeah, the cops pull up and he's like, oh, man, well, look at that. And then he was like, how much you want to bet they look at you first? Talking to Benny. Like, they were kind of joking about it. He's like, man, that's a given. And then so the cop come up, they look at Benny. They go, are you Mitch Malone? And then so they both start laughing. They're like, see, and Mitch was like, I should have bet your ass. He was like, man, if I wouldn't have no money to give you. And he was like, are you Mitch Malone? Talking to Benny. They're two white cops. They're talking to Benny, the one in particular. And he's like, well, I'm not Mitch. So both of y'all can go on with that. And he's like, so you're Mitch Malone? He's like, yep. He's like, well, I need you to turn around. You're under arrest. And he goes, okay. And then so he's reading them. And he's like, all right, man, I'll be out in a couple of days. Like, don't worry about it. And he just said it in front of the cop. He's like, all right, man, peace, And then because, his family is freaking mob. So, like, I'm out in a couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? He's like, it's all right, man. I already told my brother I might be going down, so he should have me. And he's like, all right, man. So he walking out and he tells the other cop, call somebody to get his car down to the impound. And he's like, all right. And then so the cop's reading him his rights. He's like, oh, the man, read me my rights. And just, he being a clown. And he's like, you understand your rights? He's like, yes, sir. So then we switch to Candace calling Jeffrey. She's like, where are you? He's like, so then she just moves. She's like, have you called Justin? He's like, the last time I talked to him, I told him that you were coming. And she goes, what did he say? He was like, nothing. She goes, well, call him back. And he's like, Candace, we need to give this up. She goes, what is that supposed to mean? He goes, I'm tired. She goes, Jeffrey, have you ever been raped? What? Have you ever been raped? No. Have you ever been stabbed? No. She goes, well, I can guarantee that's what'll happen in prison. He goes, don't threaten me. Don't threaten me. Okay, I don't threaten me. You know what I'm saying? And she goes, I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, and you don't want to experience that. So then she goes, wait a minute. She goes, you know nothing about that life, and you don't want to now call him. And he goes, okay. She goes, on three-way, Jeffrey. So he's like, all right, hold on. Bam, calls him. He goes, so Justin is like, Jeffrey. He goes, Justin. He goes, no, you listen to me. Whatever you told that witch is going on between us, you need to tell her that nothing is going on. You need to tell her right now. He goes, Justin. And then he goes, and so then Candace is like, what did she say? No, yeah, because he goes, did you hear me? Did you hear me, Jeffrey? She goes, I think he heard you. And so pause for a second. He's like, who's this? And she goes, the witch he was going to tell nothing happened between you two. And he was like, Jeffrey, you going to call me with her on the phone? Like, he was so betrayed. I was like, get out of here. He was like, I tried to tell you, man. I tried to tell you. She needs to talk to you. And he was like, oh, yeah, she was like, well, he goes, but you better not. He was like, don't threaten me again. She was like, I told you haven't seen a threat yet. And he was like, Candace, Jeffrey was telling Candace, he goes, Candace, shut up. And she goes, excuse me. He goes, look, Justin, she has a way of rubbing people the wrong way. She's not going to say anything to anybody. You're safe. Okay, just shut the heck up, Candace. And Justin is like, well, how do you know that? He's like, I just know. You're safe. Okay, and he goes, now, tell me, could you please apologize, Candace? And she goes, okay, fine. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. And it was like this long pause. And she goes, hello, hello. And then she like, did he hang up? And he wouldn't respond to Candace. Like Jeffrey had to be like, Justin. And he was like, what? And then so he's like, could you please help us? Like, he goes, we need you. I need your help. And then, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. And then he's like, okay, I'll do it for you. And he hangs up the phone. And Jeffrey's like, okay, thanks. And then he hangs up. And then Candace's like, did he hang up? He's like, yeah. She goes, are you sure? He's like, yeah, it says on my phone that he hung up. And then so she's like, dang, Jeffrey, you got him. You've been taking lessons from me. He's like, Candace, I don't want to do this right now. Like, just cut it out. She was like, okay, well, here's what you need to do. He was like, no, Candace, whatever we do, we deal with him my way. And she checks to make sure because he sounded so forceful. And she was like, what? He said, we deal with him my way. Okay, that's how we do it. And she's like, okay, dang, all right. It hangs up. Now, y'all, last week, we thought Candace hung up the phone Well, first of all, because she thought he might have been on a recorded line. But what exactly did she do? Because did she hang up to get her story straight? Or do y'all think she's been recording conversations? I don't know. Candace is sneaky like that. And we'll deal with him my way? Can that sound kind of guilty, do you guys think? If you spin it the right way? And Jeffrey is talking about how he's over trying to outdo the law and this, that. I don't know, because Candace don't want to go down. Even if Jeffrey wants to, she's not having it. So I don't know how that's going to work. I feel like Candace would turn on him if she had to. That's just how I feel. And we've already kind of seen signs of weakness from Jeffrey. I don't think he would deliberately turn on her, like pin everything on her like it was her. She would do that to him, though. He would turn himself in, which would then have him, they would probably be like, you did all this by yourself, you didn't have an accomplice. And that might open the doors to her. But Candace would just be like, I was so scared, he just started stabbing. She would flip the whole thing on Jeffrey. And it's believable, the scorned woman and all that. That would be believable. So I don't know about Candace. You can't really trust her as far as you could throw her because she has trust issues herself. So she don't trust nobody. So she don't really give nobody the benefit of the doubt. Jeffrey is probably the closest you're going to get. Then we switch aside from Benny, who keeps giving her chance after chance, which of course I love and understand. Then we switch to Justin. He's going through the drawers in the house. And, he's acting normal, like he's searching for evidence. Wait, no, I skipped something. Okay. So when he hangs up from Candace, Wyatt is coming out of it because Jeffrey's at the hospital. Wyatt comes out of the room and he's like, where are you going? He's like, man, I'm leaving here with or without you. He was like, and who are you on the phone with? He was like, man, the doctor has not discharged you. You can't leave. He's like, I know. I hear you. And just walks away. So then we switch to Justin. He's going through the drawers at the house and stuff, looking like he's looking for evidence. Gets a red marker out the drawer. And so he tucks it in, and then he opens the refrigerator real quick and goes out to the yard. He's just like looking around, he goes to the hot tub, flips it open, smears a little bit of red marker on there, writes some on there, and then kind of smears it with the glove. And he's like, I think we got something here. The one cop comes over and he's like, does that look like DNA to you? He's like, man, I don't know. He's like, well, I think we need to get CSI down here, get a forensics team to see what this is. He's like, how long do you think it's going to take? He's like, I don't know. I'll call him. He's like, nah, man, I got it. I'll call them. And he's like, all right. He was like, help me move the cover. And they move it right over the little dirt spot in the backyard. They moved it. So they all obstructed the crime scene. If they do end up trying to flip it on him, I'm like, oh, but you helped me move that hot tub cover, didn't you? Anyway, so it was one thing. He goes, thanks, guys. That's perfect. Right here. That's perfect. So then we switch. Wait a minute. Sorry. Okay. So he goes outside to Candace because, Jeffrey's like, she really needs to talk to you. And he's like, okay, I'm going to do this for you. So he goes outside and she goes, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that to you. He's like, yeah, what do you want? She goes, I need your help. He goes, that's what I was trying to do before you were threatening me. She goes, I'm sorry. She goes, look, I'm just saying, if they check the yard, he's like, look, I've already bought you some more time, but they're going to check the yard, She's like, yeah, I know. And then she goes, what did she say? Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, she goes, I have a few personals in my safe, and I was just wondering if you can get, he goes, they already went through the safe. She goes, why would they do that? He's like, this is a crime scene. We have a warrant. They don't know what your motives are for doing this. They're collecting everything. They're taking. She was like, the pictures too? She was like, he goes, yeah, they're gone. She goes, can you get to them? He's like, no. He's like, I'm already in this deep and I don't even know why. She goes, because of Jeffrey. And she keeps trying to get him to say that he likes him. He's like, I don't like him like that. He's a friend, okay? She goes, I'm saying Jeffrey's a good guy. He goes, Miss Young? And that's when, like, somebody shows up on scene. He's like, I need all the officers back inside. And he's like, okay. But before that, I want to say that he says to her, he's like, look, you need to get out of here. And you need to tell Jeffrey to get someplace safe, too. She goes, you like him, don't you? And then he goes, he's a friend. And then she goes, I know that's not true. He's like, Miss Young, don't. And then that's when she gets saying, he's a good guy, you don't have to be ashamed about liking him. He goes, look, Miss Young, this is a highly investigative crime scene. You need to, and then that's when somebody comes up and is like, you need to, we need all the officers back inside. So he's like, and I gotta go. So then we switch. So he told her, I'm not getting the photos and I'm not getting the money. So don't ask me to go back to that crime scene. Don't ask me to go through evidence. Because he's like, I'm not gonna do it. And for a second, I thought she was gonna threaten him and be like, oh, you can't? But she didn't. So then we switch to Benny. Hannah comes outside to sit. And he's like, what are you doing out here? She's like, I'm gonna wait with you. And he's like, I'd rather wait alone. And she goes, why? He's like, because you'll be telling me every 5 minutes I need to get packed up, I need to get ready to go, and I just don't want to deal with this. She goes, no, I won't. I'm not gonna do that. And he goes, yeah, right. And then she goes, you know, I'm actually happy your sister got this. This is a nice house. I'm actually happy your sister got it for you. He's like, Mom. He goes, and she goes, I am, and the tow yard, because it showed me that at least she does care about somebody to some extent. You know, maybe she is capable of doing the right thing. And he goes, really, Mom? See, that's why I didn't want you out here. She's like, what? I gave a compliment. He goes, you ended it with maybe there's hope for her. That's not a compliment, Mom. She goes, look, honey, you're mad at me because you know that it's true. She goes, I love the way you care about your sister, and I think that's great. But I'm saying, he's like, look, Mom, I don't want to talk about this with you. I just want you to go in the house. And he's like, okay. She goes, but what are you waiting on? He's like, Candace is going to come with the money. She goes, even if she does, honey, we're still going to have to go. And he's like, I know. I just, maybe we can get a nice hotel, some nice food. She's like, Benny, I'm going to be at the Fountain Drop Hotel with Quincy. Like I said, we have enough money for a few nights down there. He's like, Mom, we can't go there. Like, are you serious? She goes, I don't want that baby to see the sheriff or whoever's going to come down here and throw our stuff out on the street. And he's like, Mom, nobody's going to throw our stuff out. She'll be here with the money. And he's like, she goes, Benny, I'm telling you, I love you, and I love the way you care about your sister, but she's not going to come through. I'm telling you. So I'm going to take him, and I'm going to be at the Fountain Drop Hotel. And he's like, okay, Mom, just go inside the house. She takes it, because she brought a chair outside. She takes the chair and brings it back in. Okay, so then we switch to Catherine. Now, David is putting like a napkin on her arm. He's like, okay, place it on there gently. She goes, thank you. And he's like, you know, you're welcome. And then Veronica's like, such care. She goes, I remember you used to be so gentle and caring like that for me. And then, so this was honestly a lot of dialogue. So I'm not even gonna, I'm gonna attempt it, but I'm not gonna. And then she goes, well, look at all you've done. I don't even know. So Catherine's like, look at all you've done. I don't even know how he was in love with you to begin with. And he's like, Catherine. And she goes, Catherine, you know I've done nothing. I've done nothing. And then he goes, Catherine, don't even, it's not even worth it. And she goes, oh, you're going to side with her? Even after she tried to kill me? And then she's like, you liar. She was like, so I'm the black witch who pushed you into the arms of another woman. And Catherine goes, black doesn't matter, but you're the witch who pushed him into the arms of another woman. And then she goes, why are you even speaking? She goes, you know what, Catherine? Why are you even speaking to me? And Catherine goes, I'm wondering the same thing. She goes, because I'm stuck in your house. She goes, well, leave. She goes, I can't if I wasn't being held to wait for Massa Jim. Massa? And she's just going in. And then she goes, well, I wish you would leave. She goes, you know I can't because we have to wait for Jim. We can't make a move without Massa Jim because we's poor Negroes. We need Jim. Yes, Massa, we need. And it's just a psychotic act. Like, and then Catherine's like, dang, David. Now I see what you mean. She really is crazy, huh? She goes, I don't know. Now I see why you divorced her, why you left her. And she goes, Catherine, you need to mind your own business because your marriage with Jim is far from grand. And she goes, oh, I know that, but at least I'm not delusional about my marriage. And she goes, David said, and he goes, and David keeps going, where is Jim? And then she's like, still can't make a move without Jim. He was like, don't you even dare, because I stuck with you through your psychosis and through everything. But at this point, I'm done. I just can't do it anymore, Veronica. I just can't do it. She's like, David, you got to believe. And then she's telling Catherine, I am not the enemy that you want to make. I am not that. And she goes, oh, well, this is far from what you were doing before. She goes, how? She goes, you tried to kill me. She goes, but that doesn't make any sense. If I was trying to kill you, then it matches up with my character, doesn't it? She goes, you can't bait me, Veronica. She goes, I just did, and I'll do it in court over and over again. She goes, so if you want to go down this road with me, you don't want to go down this road with me, so don't do it. And Catherine is like, wow, you really are crazy. Like, she is really flipping the switch on Veronica. And she deserves it. So then, she goes, now I really see what you mean, David. I really see what you mean. And she goes, you really don't want to make an enemy out of me. She goes, the two of you guys were in this together, huh? You guys been plotting against me? He goes, Veronica, why is everything a conspiracy to you? And in that moment, for a second, she understood that she was crazy. She was like, I don't know. It just is. And then Catherine goes, that easy, huh? Because she says something. What did she say? Oh, yeah, Catherine was like, now I see what you're talking about, David. She's like, you two been talking against me? Huh? And then Catherine goes, that easy, huh? And then David is like, where are you, Jim? And then she goes, still can't make a move without Jim. Still can't make a move. And then, and so David is like, do you not see a dead body on this floor? She goes, David, do you not see that I don't care? And then Catherine's like, it's because you killed her. It's because you killed her. She goes, stop those lies. You know I did not do that. You know I didn't do it. She goes, look, we need to call an ambulance. I'm still bleeding. And then she goes, oh my God, the gun. It's next to her. And Catherine starts quivering at everything. She really topped it off. And David looks at Veronica. They look at it because first Veronica's like, what? And then she looks down. She sees the gun. David goes, Veronica? And they're just looking at each other. David tries to move for the gun. She grabs it. Now, I feel like this was a ploy on Catherine. Because remember, Catherine's fingerprints were on the gun. But now, Veronica got her fingerprints all over that gun. And she aiming. She gonna be aiming it at the both of them next week. And the Catherine ain't scared though. She like, what are you gonna shoot me too? You know, Catherine is really gonna carry this thing out. But I think Veronica may figure out a way to bait her. I don't know how that's gonna go down. But I will say this. I'm over the Wyatt and Jeffrey love thing. Like, move on, Jeffrey. Even for what they tease for next week. Wyatt is gonna be in some freaking apartment. And I hope there's not too much time on this. But Jeffrey is going to leave. And Wyatt does that thing, you know, where he knows Jeffrey's going to stay. So he tries to, you know, what do I have to do to make you stay? And Jeffrey goes to try and kiss him. And he's like, whoa, I'm not doing that. Like, why would you? I don't know why Jeffrey keeps embarrassing himself. Like, he smirked because he knew, like, obviously he does that to kind of annoy Wyatt. And because he wants him. So I'm just kind of like, why do you keep embarrassing yourself like that, though? It gives him more ammunition against you when he's like, oh, you want me. You always just want to sleep with me. Oh, when you say you love me, that means you want me. Even when it doesn't mean no. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, and then, I don't know what's going to be happening with this crime scene thing. Would they tease? I don't know if that's going to be next week or a couple weeks. The one cop is going to be like, we got a body. And I think we're talking about the Candace's backyard. So we're going to see about that. On top of the fact that they are coming to foreclose on that house. Candace did leave, but I don't know where she's going. And like I said, he told her to get word to Jeffrey to get somewhere safe. So I don't know. But this is really heating up. It's been a good. We had some good episodes. So I'm excited for this season. I'm so sorry about the lateness. So sorry I didn't get to y'all last week. Thank you so much. It is the one and only your girl, Jada J. You know the drill. I gotta go to school tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.